Hey you, my name is Jer, and in this Recovery Dharma themed video, I want to talk about karma, the idea of it from Buddhism, and how it plays out in my life and in our lives as people recovering from addiction. To get started, who am I? I'm nobody. I'm just someone who wants more people to know about Recovery Dharma, and so I put up YouTube videos to try and help people understand what I've learned and to help them get deeper into their practice and the program. And what is Recovery Dharma? If you don't know, it is a addiction recovery program. It addresses all types of addiction through the lens of Buddhist principles and practices. There's lots of meditation. There's hundreds of online meetings every day. So if you're not sure about it, go hit recoverydharma.org and check out a meeting. All right, with that out of the way, what is karma and what does it have to do with our recovery from addiction? Karma is a very complicated topic. It's an ancient Indian idea about how the things we do pass with us through time. In the traditional sense, there's an idea that even after you die, you'll be reborn, reincarnation, rebirth, and you will still have your karma. And that means you will bear the weight of your decisions, whether ethical or unethical. Now, believing in something like that isn't going to be for everyone. And for sure, Recovery Dharma doesn't ask us to believe in anything as esoteric as the idea of dying and keeping your karma. But personally, I think there's a really useful, meaningful, and non-religious thing which is being described by the teachings about karma. And it all just comes down to we bear the weight of our decisions, both good and bad. The theme of this video is that the longer we behave in a way that is healthy and wholesome in our lives and in relationship to our addictions, the easier it becomes to continue doing so. That's what I've found in relation to karma in my recovery, that the things I haven't done for years, I don't even think about doing them. And when I do think about doing them, it's really unappealing. But if there's things I have been doing, other things in my life that I want to improve, I've found that the habitual energy of doing those things, of sort of giving in and having a temptation and then acting on it, just reinforces that negative behavior. I think the idea of karma is really useful in recovery because it just describes the way that all of our past actions accumulate and affect us in the present. In each moment, our past actions are reborn in our current mental state. And in recovery, this is really important because all that time we spent giving into our addictions, acting out on our frustrations, trying to avoid the world, it accumulates and it affects us, and it's something we have to deal with on an ongoing basis. And I think this is really important because the time we spent giving into our addictions in the past continues to affect us and come up even after we make the decision to give up those behaviors that are harming us. So, do I think that when we die, we're born into new bodies that are going to be affected by the decisions we made in our past life? Maybe. I kind of doubt it. But what I know and have experienced is that each day I'm reborn in a body affected by the decisions I made yesterday. And in each moment, I'm reborn in a mind that's affected by all the decisions I've made in the past. I'll always carry the weight of those actions and decisions in the past, but I'm also reborn with the opportunity to reject that programming and make different decisions in the present. And the point I want to make in this video is that the longer I spend making good decisions, healthy decisions that improve my life, the easier it gets. The longer we can say no to our unhealthy behaviors, the more we can see how we're better off without them. And the more we can feel the joy and appreciation of knowing we're doing the right thing, that becomes our default mode. And that's karma. But on the other hand, there's those times in your life when you've been succumbing to craving, when you've been giving in and giving up and doing things that are unhealthy. And that's the karma that's active. That's the default program that you're running. And at those times, it's hard to remember that things can be different, that they can be better. So when you're coming around from a period of use and abuse, it's hard work. It doesn't feel easy. You have to arm yourself and steel yourself and be ready to use all the tools and energy that you can summon to change the course and start making those decisions that are going to build up that sense of good karma and hope that's going to help keep you healthy and sober in the long run. And it's worth remembering that even in those good times, when you've got a great streak and you've built up a lot of good karma, a few bad things suddenly changing in your life, a few little decisions that become big decisions, and any one of us could be back at square one. We can never treat ourselves as immune, and we always have to keep building new, fresh, super high quality karma, doing those actions that build it up and keep it strong. But regardless of whether you're sober right now or not, you can always remember that in times of struggle, every good decision you make is going into a pool that's going to help keep you strong and make it easier to keep making good decisions. So I mentioned tools and arming yourself. What are some examples? Well, as always, mindfulness is an extremely valuable tool, and it is a very good thing to build up as part of your karmic habitual energy. When moments of difficulty arise, moments of craving, notice it. Remember to slow down and ask yourself, what is happening right now? Can I be aware of it? And can I notice it as a way of disempowering it and its sense of urgency? A second tool that is always helpful is impermanence. Remember that everything that arises passes away. If we can be mindful and slow down and notice impermanence, things like craving and panic that lead us towards acting out on our addictions are much less powerful, and we can watch as they come and as they go. Another pair of tools you definitely want to have on your karmic tool belt are compassion and forgiveness. When things from your past come up for you, let them go. Take a moment, forgive yourself. Have understanding that those mistakes happened for a reason in the past, and they don't have to define the present. Don't let things you've done in the past that are bad ever influence you to do them again. There's like a dark cycle that you can exit using compassion, using understanding, and understanding not only that there's reasons those things happen in the past, but understanding that you don't have to be like that in the future, and having compassion for self, actively taking time for compassion and self-forgiveness can be really valuable in dealing with those difficult situations. And the final tool I'll mention for now is appreciation, what in Buddhism has the untranslatable word mudita. Appreciating the successes you've had, no matter how big or how small, whether it's 5 years without doing the substance that you're trying to be sober from, or one single second where you noticed a craving coming up and said, that's a craving, I don't need to follow it. A big part of this kind of karmic ease that I'm talking about and that I'm promoting here is the ease of knowing you've been doing the right thing, and like I said before, feeling that reward and enjoying it as part of the experience and as part of the motivation to keep doing the right thing so you can keep feeling it later. So that's what karma means to me, at least in the context of my recovery. Every decision we make leads towards the things we'll do in the future. And every thought and action sets up a default program that we're going to follow if we're not careful. If we want, we can let go of the mistakes of the past when they come up, and instead choose to cultivate wholesome actions and intentions in the present to replace them. Recovery does get easier, or at least I hope that's true. What I know is that we can make a decision to let it be more easeful and peaceful if we want to. And we can use our good karma we accumulate as an inspiration in the process. All right, that's all for now. Please like and subscribe. My name is Jer. I love you. Bye-bye.